Hey, it's Michael. Welcome back to the channel. So let's carry on with our JSM series. So previously, we've been actually covering how to start with JSM. So now let's do something more interesting. And this video will be dedicated to assets. I'm going to show you with some examples. Of course, I've got a demo for you, how to configure your CMDB super quick using JSM. And I've got for you actually 3 subjects to cover. I'm gonna very quickly actually walk you through about the assets, show you how to start, how to configure it, and additionally I'm gonna give you some of my opinions, because guys, unfortunately I know this product from unfortunately I don't have actually great opinion about this, unfortunately. Because why? I have actually good experience working with this product on Jira Data Center, and well, to me they are like a completely 2 different products, and I'm gonna explain actually why. However, please stay tuned, because I'm talking about this little bit more advanced configuration, because maybe it will actually work for you absolutely fine. And guys, also just to very quick break, don't forget that we offer assets configuration, JSM, Jira training and consulting as our paid service, and more details you're gonna of course find in the description. So why not booking with us this 15 minutes discovery call when we can talk about your issue and how we can help. Maybe still we cannot help you, but give you some valuable tips. All right, after this super quick break, let's very quickly discuss about the assets, actually how to get to them. That process is very simple, so we're not going to spend actually too much time on this. And actually I have to hurry up, because very soon I am gonna go to pick up my son from school, so we only got, let's say, 15 minutes max to do it today. Okay, so first I highly recommend you to actually go into the Atlassian website and have a look. There, the documentation maybe is not massive about the assets management. However, there are actually some very important information, like what assets is. It's like how you can actually build the repository or CMDB, configuration management database. And I also believe they maybe have some few examples, but again, whatever, don't worry about this, because I'm going to show you actually how to do it. So first question, how to get it. And I've got maybe there is actually going to be really nice for you as surprise. So obviously assets are part of the Jira Premium, so you need to get a premium. I don't know if you watched my previous video, I highly recommend you to even start for free just for test it, but most of us of course gonna go for the standard version. So now that one thing what I was actually planning to tell you right now is, I don't know if it was just me, but normally you just go for the start trial, but I've been actually testing this product a while ago, and at the moment, because I need to actually do something for a client and also record a few videos, I decided to go for the demo again, and Atlassian gave me 60 days. So I don't know of the free trial, 60 days free trial, but I don't know, I am not saying that, oh, just click it right there, they're going to give you also 60 days, but worth to try it. Even if it's 30 days, still worth to do it. Plenty of time. You will have absolutely enough time, to test it, because there is actually not that much. There is, of course, Atlassian Intelligence. We're not going to cover this. However, the next, I don't know if it's the next one, but that video is also coming soon. I already recorded this. And there's a few extra plus, like unlimited storage, 24/7 support. But of course, we're going to cover assets. So super simple. If you already have got the Jira, highly recommend you to do it something like a demo version or not non-production. Yeah, do it, get it right now. Super simple process. And what is going to happen when you activate your trial, maybe it's a 60 days like me, you will see that assets are on the top. On the top of the menu, so there's like part of the menu. When you click on the assets, you're gonna see that, of course, don't have anything, but this is actually where you can actually start creating your object schemas. And I'm gonna actually stop for a second, because yes, there's another issue with this. There's actually another issue with this. So first, like this, I plan actually to tell you my thoughts about my opinion about the assets in Jira Cloud. And unfortunately, I have to tell you this, that I am not very pleased about this. I'm of course, for me, I don't really care that much, but I'm talking about, how my clients are happy. But it's not really what could affect you. Let me explain you this. So generally speaking, because I've been working with mainly on assets, they used to call this insights on Jira Data Center, and unfortunately they're like two separate products. Yes, they look similar, but the main issue what I have is, if we go into I'm just going to show, of course, that first, you cannot connect it to, for example, AWS or Azure or Microsoft. They call this Intune, I think. Maybe that is coming. Maybe Atlassian is going to do something with this. But so far, for some of us, for some people, users, that will be a problem. So it means you cannot create that asset, for example, management of your servers based, for example, on AWS for the moment. Maybe that is actually coming. Another really important issue is there was that lack of reports. And yes, Atlassian actually did something recently. They introduced reports back, because I believe in the beginning there was some reports and they've got some problems with them. So I believe they took it down, and now they're actually back, but in a different form. But again, maybe it's me, but in my unfortunately honest opinion, they are awful. And I'm very hope it's a temporary solution, and Atlassian is actually planning to do something with this. Anyway, let's go back to assets, because I've got another just explain a little bit about that interface. You go through objects, and of course I'm going to show you how to use them on your JSMs. Like this one, I've got this form actually configured there, that laptop models are of course fed from our assets. Yeah, that's very interesting, and it's not really that difficult to do it. But let's go back to assets, because there's another issue. So the process to configure the new schema is super simple, and actually I highly recommend you to do it like this, which I'm going to show you right now, but with one caveat. So again, let's go back to the assets and let's create that new schema. And of course, there will be some templates. So like this, please, I almost, I'm not begging you, because obviously this is up to you, but almost just think for a while and stop. Stop if you can stop for a second. Why? Of course, they're going to give you access to these 3 pre-configured templates. I will be using for this video IT Assets Management, which is actually pretty good, and it's pretty good. It's pretty well configured. There's actually a lot of this things. It's not too busy. They got enough information. The attributes are also very well configured. However, I won't be actually using this on a production. Why? You actually are going to show in a second, because you cannot change the name of some fields, and about these 2 examples are causing a problem. So, but anyway, please do it. Spend some time, have some fun with this. Think how that works, and when you're ready, create for production, if you're planning, blank schema. That's how I recommend. So anyway, let's see how that works. Oh, and by the way, that's another very actually cool stuff, because you can use this for HR, for IT, your department A, for the IT department B. So you can actually create like this lot of called buckets. Yeah, very cool. And now, if we go into the IT assets, our demo, you're going to see something similar. I think I've been adding some objects on the left hand side. So this is actually how that works from very beginning. Of course, I believe the default version, I think it's completely empty. I don't believe they filled up. I think I filled this up myself, everything. So of course, super simple process how to do it, but I highly recommend you to first see how that works. What's the structure? So simple, pretty much self-explanatory, and I believe I've added this extra phone as the Android. So if you want to do it, of course, just please hit that plus button, put the name, you can put the icon, and of course you need to select what is going to be your parent. I personally believe this is actually good tree model, so I'm not going to mess with that. So now if you would like to add a phone, again, very simple process. Navigate to the phone and create object. You need to hit that create object. There's of course some more stuff in the configuration, but we're not going to cover this. And also we'll show you that every time when that object, like for us will be that iPhone 14 Pro, will be linked to an issue when somebody is going to raise a ticket and list that object into the issue. That's how it works. Yeah. So obviously, like I'm just neglecting the object, the schema graph. You can figure this out yourself. But let's actually see what's going to happen if you hit that plus button. There you go. So now you can actually put that information inside, including like ownership, group, device type, whatever. And it is actually very easy to add extra information. Like I'm talking, of course, about this field, because they are like fields, like in Jira, like basically your database. Yeah. So highly recommend you to have some fun with this. Add as much as you want, but that all magic is of course going to happen in attributes. That's the attributes, and that is another issue what I'm trying to tell you right now. Like for example, if you'll be using the default config, and for example, I don't know, for some reason you do not like that name lease contract, because you just like want to lease the details contract, for example, something like this. Yes. So unfortunately, in that content, which is by default created by sample data, there is no such thing as edit. So I don't know, maybe I'm missing something, but that's unfortunately as it is. So yes, you can potentially delete that, create another one. But again, a lot of hassle. So I'm not sure if I'll be doing this on a production. This is the reason why I'll probably start from the scratch. So anyway, that's why you can navigate to the bottom of the page and add whatever new field name you want, and of course from there you will be able to choose the they call it status. Yeah, they call it status. So you click object, yeah, user, group, projects, as whatever. Yeah, it could be object. Yeah, but if it's default, it's like basically the default one. And of course, the how they call the value, it could be tags, could be integer, boolean, flat, whatever you want, or even a text area. And of course, when you're ready, this is what you want, you can add it. Yeah, and actually quickly you can check that if you're not happy about the name, you can of course adjust it. Yeah, so we've added this, and let's see. Of course, now I'm going to hit create. There we go. That demo, of course, is going to be presented to the bottom. Yeah, very simple. Highly recommend you to spend some time with this. Yeah, and again, we've got only a few objects just to show you. Okay, so we, let's say, more or less know how to start with this, with basically with assets. We know how to use it. So now let's move to the next step, is of course integrated with the JSM, because please remember that the assets can only work with JSM. So that requires actually two steps. First, you need to create a custom field configuring the way of AQL. I'm not going to show you. It's going to be very simple process. But next, you need to, which is for example like this, they're going to be assets object. But next one, you need to of course go into your, which we're going to do it. You need to go into your ITSM, and configure the request type. So let's go for this. So go for my IT sample. We go to the project settings, go to the request types. Yeah, and for that presentation purpose, I'm using actually my joiner, because very typical usage of actually assets, which is going to be built into Jira. And why I'm talking about this, because actually you can use assets at the moment with forms, and actually they work really good. And by the way, yes, the video about forms are coming very soon. So now let's actually ignore this. Let's go into the request types, and as you can see, we've got our all request types, and every single time when you see this funny object, like I call it object icon, it means it is of course asset. It's something related to assets, because why? I previously configured that custom fields. Yeah, and if we would like to see how that works, there you go. Let's go to view. That form is ready. Very typical form if we're talking about joiner. Actually, I can tell you a little secret. This is exact copy what I've been helping and implementing that for one of our clients. Yeah, so we can actually put the address, and there you go. Can you see that model, laptop model? That is actually fed exactly from assets. Yeah, so a little bit different. So just for fun, you know, let's actually create something, whatever. And again, you know, oh, and by the way, that field is another pretty interesting configuration, because you can select multiple options over there. Yeah, so again, we got our phones, software, there you go, like Norton, and I think we're ready. There you go, and I'm ready. Just created. So this is actually how your client is going to see this. Very typical Jira format. There's nothing really special. However, it is going to change when we're going to go into our backend, because don't forget, this is our front end. And if we're going to go into the backend, something interesting going to happen, of course, over there. Why? Because as you can actually see, it's a very typical Jira issue, but with objects. Yeah, so that objects are, of course, our assets. And on top of it, if we now go back to the to our asset management, and which laptop it is, it was Dell, yeah. So please remember, you know, the ticket number is 51, and if we go for our Dell, I'm going to refreshing. It should, I think sometimes it's not really that quick process, but I can promise you that it will be actually though, it will be there, because sometimes it's just not 100% like online. It needs to take some time. But that ticket, which is the 51 with our Dell Inspire, I'm 100% sure that is the case. It will just land eventually here, because obviously it's already there. I've had this before. I'm recording this afternoon, and the Atlas infrastructure is a little bit slower. So that's the reason why you have to like wait, just refresh a few times, and I can promise you it eventually will be there. Yeah. Maybe let's see phones. If we go to phones, if we go iPhone. Yeah, as you can actually see, still not there, a little bit slower, but every time you can imagine what is going to happen if we create that issue with basically with your object. Yeah, so I also would like to show you a little bit about that reports, which I'm not happy about this, but you know, whatever. And okay, so let's actually see what is going to happen inside of the reports, where they are located. So if you navigate to assets, go to the reports, and this is actually where you're going to find the reports. And why I'm not particularly impressed by them. Let's go for IT assets, because first of all, I think they just like very slow. I don't understand why. Obviously, it must be something behind that. And very often when I, for example, would like to pull my phones or models, whatever, it's not pulling anything. And I'm 100% sure that I know that information is produced like right there, you know, so I am not sure why it's actually not producing any data. Although sometimes it's even going with an error, but I think it works for my software. If we go for software, again, as you can actually see, it's a little slow. Still no data. I am a little bit not sure why. So if you go for software name over here, maybe that's the problem. So I should maybe go for something like mobile, I don't know, models, and just pick something from there. I still don't understand fully how that actually report works. Definitely I've got data because I've been working on this, but anyway, I highly recommend you to test it yourself. So guys, that's going to be it for this video. I very hope you understand a little bit about the CMDB in Jira Service Management. You know that you require the premium license for this. Highly recommend you to even test it, because as I told you before, don't be fooled that, okay, at the moment it is not supporting AWS, Azure, or whatever. Maybe just basically you don't need that. And if you just want some like really nice and simple CMDB, you can do it in Assets almost in days. We probably we've been working with our previous client. We spent literally just 2-3 days to configure it, and they just like took it over. And now I've seen it. Is Jira? They've got about 1,000 records already in CMDB. So why not? And guys, also don't forget that we offer, of course, help with JSM, with Assets, with Jira, with Confluence as our paid service. And in the description, you're gonna find a link so you can actually book a call with us, with me, probably a 15 minutes after call, discovery call, when we can discuss if we potentially can help you. Anyway, that is gonna be it for this video. I think that the playlist is there, I think it's there. I'm just keep adding it. Don't forget to subscribe because new videos are coming very, very soon. I already got something like even now 12 or 13 videos ready to be published very soon. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much.